暗い王女のプレゼントMew Ichigo Cosplay Tutorial Part 4.
Hi Mina! Okay, I know I said I was gonna do my skirt next, but then I got to thinking, why not just start on the ears and tail? So I was like, I'll just do that because it's more quicker, and I kind of have a deadline now because I'm lazy. Ugh. So we're gonna start on the ears and tail first, and then I will do my skirt, and then my accessories. Just so you know, I will not be making boot covers because I'm actually just going to buy a pair of boots and do that because I'm not liking boot covers anymore. Mine keep ripping and everything. Anyway, off topic, so...
Okay, this one's kind of self-explanatory, but measure the little rod thingy first, and then measure, of course, the length of the little foam tube thingy that I got. Yeah. So I didn't make a pattern for this, just so you know. I just kind of marked everything on the fabric and kind of hoped for the best. That's what I did with my previous tail, and it worked out good, so yeah. Sorry, I'm really tired right now. Bleh. I used that little thingy right there to make the lines precise, but as you can see, that kind of didn't work too well for me because I kind of messed up on lines here and there. So yeah, just do your best when it comes to drawing out the lines. Oh, also with fabric, don't cut straight through. Try and cut like, how can I really explain it? Kind of, oh, cut inside the fabric part and not the fur itself. As you can see there, I'm going kind of slow and cutting really small. That's just so I don't cut the fur itself and cut the actual fabric part of the fur. I kind of recommend using actually like an X-Acto knife to do this because it cuts the fabric and not the fur most of the time. That's what I do with my ears and not my tail. Well, actually, like, not really my ears because I couldn't find it, but I did it for other ears that I made for people because I commission ears and tail if you're interested, by the way. I just did a straight stitch with this, nothing really special. As you can tell, some of the fur is kind of sticking out, but that's okay. I got my cat's brush and just kind of brushed it out, so it doesn't really have to be perfect. Okay, now just turn your tail inside out. And that is a metal hanger, by the way. Just shove it on in there. That top part was just some duct tape with cotton stuck in the middle to make a little ball form because as you can see from the bottom, it's kind of flat. So look at my fender, he's so cute. I love him.
Okay, so my tail is done, sorta. Sorry, I always hated that part because it's so hard to get on, but it's really floofy. I really like it because it's really fuzzy. Okay, so yeah, the seam is hidden pretty well, so I don't need to worry about that much. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna sew this. Don't sew it like, don't square fold it or square sew it like that. So it's straight across because we're going to measure out some of this, and this is going to be our back piece. The back piece is going to hold it. I don't have any like anything else, so I used cardboard, and I kind of used like a slice of cardboard like that, just so it held on to my back, and it was actually kind of comfy, but you can't really sit that well, but other than that it works well. So first we're gonna sew across it. Sew across this just like that, and then we're going to actually staple it to the cardboard. And yeah, because I don't really like hot gluing it, because like if I change my mind and figure out something else, I want it perfectly, you know, furry, just in case, you know what I mean? So yeah. Okay, so now for the board piece. Okay, so what I'm going to do is measure from, let me make my shirt more, from right here to about here. So practically on near the side of my, like, oh, how can I say it? I guess the size of my spine, I guess. So mine was about 2.5, I believe. I'm just gonna go with it. You don't want it too big, because then it's just gonna be really, you know, not comfy. So width-wise it'll be 2. Length-wise I'm gonna measure about, again, from right here to just about here. So it's at 2. But I'm gonna make it a bit bigger, maybe to about 4, but we'll see.
Okay, so for mine I did actually go with the 2 and 4. This doesn't really have to be so big, by the way. Right there I'm trying to straighten out the thingy as best as I could, but that didn't work out too well, but that's okay. I always sew it to the cardboard just because as like an extra secure thing. As weird as that sounds, it's like an extra insurance thingy just so it stays properly, because as I said, I don't like hot gluing it, because in the future I'll probably figure out something better for this, but we'll see. I also put duct tape around it just as another extra insurance along with the staples. For the staples, I just gonna use really, really cheapy staples. Also, you're gonna want to attach your belt thingy bobber, that thing that I'm sewing. I forgot what it's called. Again, I'm really tired. You can either sew this like I am, or you can hot glue it. It's totally up to you, whatever you prefer. Yeah. Okay, so start by cutting out half of the circle. The trick to cutting fur is to cut the actual fabric and not the fur itself. And this is done by taking like little cuts at a time. You can also use a razor blade if I'm correct, just to make it easier. But that way you just pull apart the fur and not the take out the fur, if that makes sense. Right here I'm brushing the fur just because I want to get like all the excess fur that did get cut out of there, just so it would make it more easier, if that makes sense. On the pink one, you notice that I'm brushing it in. That's just so I can pin it better, if that makes sense as well. Okay, so when it comes to the sewing, you want to be careful because some fur still might be sticking out. I mean, that's okay in the end because you can take either a needle or if you have a cat comb like I do, just brush that out. Right there I was re-sewing because I missed a spot, so that's always a good thing to do. Right there I'm brushing the fur, as you can see, to get it out of the seams. When you're done doing that, sew the open side. You're going to want to pin it first before you sew it, just so everything matches. As you can see right here, I'm placing them together to try and get them as equal as possible. That kind of didn't work for me, but it probably would have been better if I measured, but I just kind of eyeballed it. Don't fold it all the way, leave a little bit out, just so it has some of the pink shows, if that makes sense. Sorry. When you're done doing that, fold them back and yep. Right here I'm measuring my headband just to try and make sure they're the same on the headband too, because I'm not really good at eyeballing that. Be careful if you're using a metal headband because the metal headband will get hot, and I ended up burning my finger with it. The needle and thread, just like with the tail, I always sew it to my headband too, just as an extra securance, because metal and hot glue, it's not really a good combination. You can either go with a pink or black thread with this too. I just chose black because it's the only one I have enough thread of. And you'll end up with cute little ears like these.
Okay, so here are my ears and tail all done and everything turned out nice. But there are a few things that I kind of fixed off camera, like with my ears I had to trim down the inside a bit because it was too floofy, and that's pretty much it with the ears. But I think in the future I'm going to end up bringing them a bit down more because I feel like they're a bit too up, but we'll see what happens. If I do. For the tail, I didn't have to fix much either, except I had to trim off this piece a bit because it kept stabbing into me. But other than that, the tail is fine. I also had to kind of, for now I'm pinning this right here because I kind of lost more weight, so I have to fix this in the future, but at the moment I'm really lazy. But other than that, the tail works fine. Also, if you don't want to do this, you know, the back piece, you can always take the remaining metal and just kind of loop it and hang it on your skirt or whatever you're going to be using a tail for. Other than that, the tail and ears are done. So next is either the accessories or the tail. I don't know which one just yet, but other than that, this video is complete. Like, comment, subscribe if you want. Helps the channel, I guess. Okay, well, bye!